Hi, this is a quick outside video. Been out here in the sun and now I'm out here in the snow. A rare snowstorm for our part of the world here in North Carolina. Everything's good. It's a light, fluffy snow. As I posted in several places, a difference when you're on the ketogenic diet from when you're not and you're in the South and they predict snow is, instead of running to the store for bread and milk, you run for bacon and wine. And actually, a friend of mine, Mary, coined that. She was absolutely right. She texted me yesterday morning and said, "Oh my God, let's get to the store for bacon and wine before they run out." I'm going to go inside in just a second because it's kind of cold here. But I wanted to say hi. Now, there are folks with YouTube channels that live in Minnesota and Wisconsin and Iceland, and they're used to this. We're hunkered down. We are fortunate that we both are self-employed. We don't have to get out today. It's about 8 inches, I think, or maybe more. It might be about 10 inches of snow. And it's still falling, obviously. It's supposed to get very cold tonight, down to about 0 degrees, I think. Our son just called from another part of the state where they didn't get as much snow and was checking to make sure his old folks were okay, and we are. Piper's enjoying running around in the snow. I'm enjoying my coffee. And I want to talk, when I go back inside, I want to talk about something that's been coming up a lot. Adding a lot of fat to your coffee, something called exogenous ketones, taking on outside ketones. And also the fact that tomorrow was when I had a goal set. I was hoping to reach a certain weight loss milestone by tomorrow, which will be my 3-year anniversary of having started the ketogenic diet. Not going to happen. The holidays happen instead, as I've said in other videos. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up. It's chilly, Willie. So, catch you inside. Okay, I'm back inside, toasty in front of my fire. Let me get to the couple of points I wanted to make. First of all, I want to thank everyone who has subscribed and everyone who has clicked on the support this channel button on my channel. It really helps. I literally have some equipment that's being held together with Scotch tape, so it helps me to try to keep going. But thanks a lot. Okay, with the new year, a lot of people are trying a new diet, trying new things. They're coming around to the low carb, high fat ketogenic diet, which is great. A lot of people have asked me about, they've sent me messages or commented on the various platforms between Facebook and my blog and here. They're not understanding why they're not losing more weight more quickly, and some have written, well, I'm doing all the Bulletproof coffee. I'm eating tons of coconut oil and butter and keeping my carbs really low, and the weight is just not coming off. And some people have asked about what are called exogenous ketones. These are products that have recently come on the market in various ways. I couldn't even tell you the name of a company of them because I think they're a racket. I'll tell you why. First, about the Bulletproof coffee, which is all the rage. Let's make it clear. The ketogenic diet is not a weight loss diet. It is a fat burning diet, meaning you convert how your body is fueled from burning glucose, which is sugar, to ketones, which are fat. Those are essentially the two options you have. It's like your car either burns diesel or it burns gasoline. Now, it's not a perfect analogy because cars are either built to burn diesel or built to burn gasoline, I think. I don't know much about cars. Our bodies can burn either. And just over the last many decades, as we have increased our intake of grains and starches and sugars, which are all carbohydrate and they're all ultimately sugar as far as our liver is concerned, that is converted to glucose. And so our liver pumps out glucose, and that's what the body looks to for fuel. When you deprive your liver of carbohydrate, it says, well, what am I going to do now? I don't have any glucose. Oh, well, I'll just start burning ketones. Ketones are our stores of fat. They're all throughout our body. Even the leanest people have body fat. And most of us have plenty of body fat. So if the ketogenic diet is one in which you transition from burning glucose for fuel to burning ketones or fat for fuel, that's great. Our body loves it. Our brain loves it. If we're eating or drinking enough dietary fat to fuel our bodies, to satisfy its needs, it doesn't need to burn body fat. And eating ketones or drinking ketones, products that are supposedly ketones, why would you do that if your point is to burn body fat? I really think it's a gimmick. Some respected scientists are testing it, but I think it's for different purposes. It's not for weight loss. It might be for extreme situations where I know that there are some elite members of the military who have to go long periods of time with questionable food, and they have become keto adapted. I'm getting into the weeds here a little bit, but the average person does not need to take on external ketones. We have them. We manufacture them. That's how we're designed to go. So don't think that eating a lot of extra, first of all, the exogenous ketones, stay away from them, forget about it. But even going to lots and lots of extra butter and coconut oil and MCT oil, don't do that. Do it if you can do it and continue to lose body fat. Don't shy away from butter. Put butter on your veggies, or if you just like a little bit of butter. But if you overeat fat, over drink fat, just think about it. So at the end of the day, ultimately, if you're consuming all the fat your body needs, again, if you're putting it in your mouth, it doesn't need to burn it. This is, I actually covered this in a video I made some time ago, and I'll put a link to it in the remarks below. I think it was called something like, "Put butter in my coffee? Are you crazy?" or something like that. And it says the same thing. Bulletproof coffee is fine if you're going to use it as a meal replacement, and maybe you're going to go many hours without eating. You just want something quick. You're going to, not eat for the next 6-7 hours or whatever. Keep in mind, there are a lot of calories in Bulletproof coffee, depending on how you make it. 400, 450, 500 calories. And that's just if you're putting about, a tablespoon of butter and coconut oil in. If you're really loading it up, it's a lot of calories, even though there are no carbs. The name of the game here is not to look for every way to add in extra fat. If you reduce your carbohydrates, that's key. Keep your carbohydrates low. For me, low means about 10 to 15 carbs a day. Ideally, per Dr. Westman's protocol, you want 20 or fewer a day. Some people can eat more grams per day and continue to feel good and lose weight to their satisfaction. But keep your carbohydrate low so that you're burning fat for fuel. At the support group meeting that Dr. Westman holds once a month, and I can't link to it here, but if you go to my Facebook page, I was able to post it. Interesting point came up, because the topic of how many carbs is right, and how, what is my level? What is your level? I've said this many times. I'm a small person. I'm an older postmenopausal woman. I'm very near the end of my weight loss experience. You know, I'm within a few pounds, and I function better, and I'm highly insulin resistant. So I need far fewer carbs than many people. There's a man that was there. He's a middle-aged man, maybe a little post-middle-aged. And he brought up the fact that he'd lost a lot of weight. He had started doing this for health. His triglycerides were through the roof. And he wanted to get his triglycerides down. And he's a patient of Dr. Westman's, and having followed the diet, he lost weight. He found that he can still maintain his weight. He doesn't need to lose anymore, doesn't want to. Maintain his weight at about 50 grams of carbs a day. Excuse the hiccup. Ran out of storage on my phone. That happens. Not sure where I was, but in short, adding on fat is not what you need to do. Cutting down carbs is what you need to do. After that, just make sure that the rest of what you eat is fat and protein together, essentially. Make sure whatever protein source you have comes nicely wrapped in its own fat. Chicken with the skin, steaks with the fat, bacon with the fat, pork chops with the fat, eggs, dairy if you can tolerate it. So unless you are in a, now there is a caveat to that. Someone who has eaten all of the, excuse me, I know what I was going to say, I beg your pardon. I believe I was talking about the gentleman at the support group meeting who said that he can tolerate up to 50 grams of carb a day, remain in ketosis, not put on any weight. He's at his weight. But at that level of carbohydrate, he has to fight cravings. That's the point I wanted to make. Yes, you might be able to be okay, to maintain, to be in ketosis. But if you find that you're struggling with cravings, maybe you're someone who needs to bring down your carbohydrate a little bit. I don't have any cravings. I'm not going to say that it started out that way. You know, as I've said many times, this protocol is simple. Doesn't mean it's easy, but it is simple. So listen to yourself. Listen to your body, listen to your brain, and think about it. If you find that you're hungry 3 times a day, which you shouldn't be if you're eating low carbohydrate and moderate protein and the rest, just it's math, is fat, you shouldn't be hungry. And hopefully you don't have cravings. So think about that. You really need to listen. Here are the tenets of this way of eating. Keep your carbohydrates low, ideally below 20 grams per day of total carbs, not net. Eat moderate protein and only eat when hungry. We all know that's a tough part. My most watched video is, what's the hardest part of the ketogenic diet? And for me, it continues to be eating only when hungry. Because we have to really not relearn what hunger is. We have to learn what hunger is. Many of us have never had actual hunger in our lives. We are fortunate. That is not true the world over. But for most of the people watching this video, we've never actually gone hungry. We don't know what hunger is. I like to get empty. I like that feeling of emptiness and lightness. Now, enough on that topic. The next topic is, tomorrow morning is my 3-year anniversary of having started the ketogenic diet. I started this whole thing because I was on the verge of being a type 2 diabetic. I was right there. I didn't want to, everyone in my family, both sides, type 1, type 2 diabetes. The brother closest to me in age had just been diagnosed, and I was on deck. I knew it was coming. And I didn't want to take insulin for diabetes. So I Googled it, came across Dr. Westman's infamous white coat video, and it made so much sense to me. I started immediately. I didn't wait till the next day. I just stopped eating carbohydrates right then. So that was 3 years ago tomorrow. And I'm so close to my arbitrary goal. I have a spreadsheet that I've plugged in a bunch of formulas, and since I started this, and I've set a bunch of goals over the last 3 years, and I've made some, missed some. I wanted my last goal to end up, and I wanted to meet it by on or before January 8th, 2017. I was getting close there, and then I put on a little bit of weight over the holiday. I didn't go out of ketosis. I didn't have a cheat day. I didn't eat carbohydrates. I ate more food than usual, but in reflection, I could not have put on 5 pounds because I ate that much more food. I just didn't. I think there's something else going on. It could be some kind of internal fluctuation. I know I was retaining water. It could be seasonal. It could be my body adjusting to something new. It could be hormonal. Don't know. I'm not worried about it. But at any rate, I'm going to have my weigh-in tomorrow, as I do every day. I will not have met my goal. I will be lower than I was when I started this little last goal segment. But I won't be there. So I'll set a new goal. It's my game. I can make the rules. So I'm going to make a new goal. Probably with an end point to my birthday, which is in April. I'm going to give myself plenty of time. No rush. If I never lose another ounce, I'm thrilled with what has happened. 92.1 pounds down, blood work pristine, feeling great, no inflammation. The last couple of weeks, I have felt a little different, and it actually coincides with the weight gain. Something's going on, and I don't know what it is. I'm not worried about it, but a little jittery. I think I need to look at my caffeine. I'm just going to analyze what's going on and figure it out. And that's another lesson to this. Listen to your body. Don't turn your health care over to people that frankly probably don't care about it. I mean, they're busy. They'll prescribe you something. They'll say you should do this, you must do this, you must not do this. And we all know where that has gotten us as a society over the last 50 years. So I'm listening to myself. My blood pressure is good. My glucose is great. I'm in ketosis. I feel good. Generally, I don't have, ails. Just feel a little different. So I'm probably going to be changing up my diet a little bit. I'm not really sure how. Might reincorporate salads every day. I kind of just didn't have a taste for vegetables for a long time, so it might be that. Who knows? I'll keep you posted. Hope everyone is safe and warm today. It is still snowing outside, and it doesn't really show any signs of letting up. So it's a Saturday, and so we're going to hang here in front of the fire, and maybe binge watch some bad TV or maybe some good TV. We don't have cable, so we only stream things, and I might do a little bit of cooking, and that's that. Thanks again for all the support. Thanks for the comments. Let me know if there's anything you think I might be able to do. I don't have the answers to everything for sure, and I don't do this the way some people do. I keep it pretty simple. Carbs below 20, eat only when hungry, try to, and protein moderate. Other people have different approaches that work for them. So keep it in the road. Auf Wiedersehen.